Good morning, students. Last time we had done up till the stomach and we even did this progress check. Today we'll start with the small intestine. The small intestine is a tube about 7 meters long. So it is 7 meters long and about 2.5 centimeters wide. It is coiled and folded in the abdomen. It lies coiled and folded in the abdomen, and its three subregions are as follows. Number 1, duodenum, jejunum and ilium. Duodenum, short upper part next to the stomach, is called duodenum, and duodenum means 12, that is 12 fingers width in length. So the length of duodenum is only 12 fingers width, and the common bile duct opens into this part. Second is jejunum, next short region of about 2 meters it is. And jejunum means empty, because it is nearly always empty after death, as found in the dissections or in postmortems. Mostly when postmortems have been conducted, it has been observed that jejunum is the part which is almost empty after death. Then third is ilium, about 4 meters in length. Ilium means twisted or rolled, referring to the twisting movement of this part. And the inner lining of ilium is made into a great number of tiny finger-like projections called villi. So the inner wall of the small intestine, this ilium, has finger-like projections, and these finger-like projections, they are called villi. If these are the finger-like projections. This is one. Many such are there shown in the inner wall. If we consider the inner wall of the intestine like this, there are finger-like projections, and these are called on both the sides. And these finger-like projections are called villi. This actually increases the surface area of the small intestine, and it becomes the passage becomes narrow, so the food moves slowly down. And the villi enormously increase the inner surface area of the intestine, nearly 8 times that of our outer body surface. So the surface area of the villi is 8 times more than the surface area of our body, which facilitates absorption of digested food. And so the digested food is easily absorbed, and between the villi are small holes through which the intestinal juice secreted by its glandular cells is poured into the lumen of the intestine. And in the walls of these villi are small holes, and through these holes are poured out the intestinal juices by the glandular cells which are present in the walls of the intestine. And each villus is covered by a single celled thick epithelium. So only one cell thick epithelium is there which is covering the villus. And inside the villus are contained an artery. So an artery is present, vein is present, and lymph vessels called lectees are also present. So these arteries and veins, they are connecting blood capillaries and lymph vessels. So they are arteries and veins, they are connected by the capillaries, and even lymph vessels called lectees are there. And the small intestine serves both for digestion and absorption. So small intestine helps in digestion also and absorption of food. And it receives 2 digestive juices, the bile and the pancreatic juice. in the duodenum, and its own walls secrete the intestinal juice in the ileum. So bile it receives the pancreatic juice in the duodenum, and its walls also, that is the walls of the ileum, also secrete a digestive juice which helps in digestion. Now, how this ileum is adapted for the absorption of digested food? Number one, it is very long, 4 meters we have read, and more surface area is provided by the villi. And the large number of villi further increase the surface area for absorption. And single cell epithelium, the wall is made up of only single cell, and it is narrow for slow movement of food, allowing absorption. Next we come over to bile. Bile, this is yellowish green watery fluid produced in the liver, which is transported through the hepatic duct. So bile is produced in the liver and it is transported with the help of the hepatic duct and is joined by the cystic duct to the common. This is the cystic duct, this is the hepatic duct, and they join together to form a common bile duct, and they pour the secretion into the duodenum. So bile is produced in the liver, carried by the hepatic duct, which joins with the cystic duct and open in the duodenum as a common bile duct. And the bile may flow directly into the duodenum, or as it generally happens, gets temporarily stored in the gallbladder. And the color of the bile is due to certain pigments. The bile is colored because the pigments are present in it. One is biliverdin, the other one is bilirubin. And they are produced by the breakdown of the dead and the worn out red blood cells. When in the liver, the red blood cells, they get destroyed, then the pigments called bilirubin and biliverdin, they are produced. And it contains a lot of sodium bicarbonate. So bile also contains sodium bicarbonate, which neutralizes the acid content of the food received from the stomach and makes it alkaline to enable the pancreatic and the intestinal juice to enzymes to act. See, we had read that in the stomach the gastric juice is produced, and in the gastric juice was present hydrochloric acid, which made the food acidic. So the food in the stomach was acidic. When it comes to the small intestine, then by the action of these enzymes, it is made alkaline. So the sodium bicarbonate, which is present in the bile, makes the food which was acidic to alkaline, so that the pancreatic juice and pancreatic and the intestinal enzymes can act upon it. Then bile salts reduce the surface tension of the fats and break them into tiny droplets. This process is called emulsification, for providing greater surface area for the action of enzymes. And another function of the bile is that it reduces the surface tension of fats. The fats are broken down into tiny droplets, and this process of breaking down of fats into tiny droplets of fat is called emulsification, and that provides a greater surface area and the enzyme can act in a better way. So overall, the role of bile is as follows. Fats, they are emulsified or by the action of the enzyme, and the acidic chyme which was received from the stomach becomes alkaline by the sodium bicarbonate which is present in the bile. So this is about the bile. Next we come over to the pancreatic juice, and I think we should wind up now, because in next video I'll send. It will be too long then. Okay.